Welcome to the Christian Life Coach Collective. I'm your host and coach, Laura Malone, and I'm here to help you become the hero of your own story and learn to be a guide to others. Whether you're a life coach in any niche or you want to become one, or you're just listening in so you can self-coach to lead your own life well, this podcast is here to serve you. I'm super excited to walk with you into your calling and help you create a wonderful legacy for your life. So let's jump in to today's episode. Hey friends, got a special treat for you today. Estella Kelley is one of the coaches in training inside of the summer greenhouse course. She's getting trained and certified with Sterling & Stone Mentoring as one of my life coaches, and I'm so excited to have her on today. She's going to share with you a little bit about her experience inside of the greenhouse course. She's going to get a little bit of live coaching around her niche and the language. And she's also going to just share with you her heart as a woman of God who has pursued obediently what God has called her to, and it's led her through this journey of becoming a coach. So I hope you enjoy listening in. Hello, friend.
Hi there.
I'm happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you for allowing me to share my voice here on your podcast.
Awesome. I've loved having you as a coach and training inside the greenhouse course. And as I told my listeners in the beginning, you are Estella Kelley, and we've met because you are a fellow podcaster. And then you jumped into the greenhouse course this summer because you wanted to get trained and certified as a life coach. So I want my listeners to hear from you first. So how about you share a little bit about your journey of discovering coaching and your calling to become a coach?
My journey, I think there was a catalyst before I landed here. And I always say my story is that I was nudged by God, like the Holy Spirit worked through my daughter. And I didn't realize that till like a year and a half ago. And he worked through my daughter and for me to start this hair accessory line, where it was like, I didn't know anything about sewing. I'm not that crafty of a person. I'm better at cooking than anything else. Yeah. And so I took the plunge, not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing that it was a catalyst and it was going to catapult me into podcasting and then into connecting it with coaching.
That's great. So it's fun because I really believe a catalyst to change often comes from external things and pressures and crisis of some
yes.
A little bit of like poking the pain. And then suddenly there's this catalyst in our lives that leads us to change and transformation and ultimately your legacy sometimes. So it sounds like that's what's kind of happened. You got nudged by the Lord to go in a direction. You followed obediently, probably followed his favor. And then here we are together. So I would, just wondering, inside of the greenhouse, have you seen any personal transformation in your life? You guys do like peer coaching, different sessions together. What's that look like?
In the greenhouse, as in the coaching with each other, I've seen transformation with each other. I can see how honest they're being, how open they're being, how vulnerable they're being.
Yeah.
And that's not something you often find in other groups.
Yeah, you guys are really like getting to be friends. And does it feel like you have a peer group? You're all like directed. You're going kind of headed in the same direction.
Yes, it does feel like that. It feels like we're all moving along and connecting. Some of us might be a bit farther than the others, but we're pulling each other up at the same time. Yeah. Like if they're asking questions, we give them an answer, or we, just kind of bounce off an idea to help each other out.
That's awesome. That's really what I hope for in the future. Everybody stays connected and stays helping and encouraging one another. So everybody, there's a coach for everybody out there, and there's a client for every coach out there.
Yes.
So we can all be friends and even be headed in that same direction, but God uses the flavor each one of us brings to the world to meet the needs of just the right people that are there for us, you know?
Mhm.
So, do you have a favorite tool or strategy from the course so far?
Yeah, so far as in the business sense for the business coaching, I really do enjoy the stone stacking pyramid. I like how it just lays all the foundations. I like how you can ask a client certain questions and it starts to evolve right in front of you,
Yeah.
right? And it feels like tactical tool that I have really enjoyed using.
I think for what you do, that's probably a great tool for all of your
Hmm.
clients. And
Yeah.
that said, let's talk about a little bit about your clients.
Mhm.
Do you know who your super client is and what your superpower is? Basically, your superpower being like how you help a need or solve a problem or the how you answer a question. And then your super client is that person who has the need or the problem or the question. So, do you have a little bit of an idea so far about who and what that is?
I help Christian women reframe their business mindset to transform their lives and ideas into a business. I help Christian women who are stuck. They need direction, they need some clarity, growth strategy. And this is where these coaching tools that you provided in your course come in like super handy. I mean, super tweakable, super like they're just so enjoyable. It's like icing on the cake for me, you know.
They're tweakable.
Tweakable, yes. And so my ideal client is somebody that's seeking to change their thinking so they can change their life and their business trajectory.
Yeah. So you work with women who have either an idea for a business or they do something as a hobby, but they're
Mhm.
interested in taking that and transforming it into a legitimate business where they're
Correct.
actually set up and not just doing the work, but making money.
Exactly.
Because we can work for a long time and have a business and not make any money. So you
Exactly.
want to help them get to like life, like transformation and abundance, you know.
Yeah.
So I love that. I wish somebody had been around 10 years for me to offer that coaching. I could really use it. I know people who could use it. So, what would you say if I asked you, like, how did you get to a place where you took your idea and turned it into a business? What did it take for you to do that?
Oh gosh, it took it took guts, courage, it took prayer, it took realizing that this was a true nudge by God, that this was something that he wanted me to walk into, but most importantly, he wanted me to be obedient so that he could open up more doors and more doors. Mhm.
Okay, so you're looking for Christian women. They are your part of your super client statement. Christian women, not just I want to help all the people or I want to help
Mhm.
women, but you really specifically look talking to women who believe in Jesus, follow the
Mhm.
Lord, and it sounds to me like you're looking for women who are looking to become brave enough to do what you did.
Amen. That's like a
So
prayer right there. Amen.
it sounds to me like you're looking for women who are ready for a change, who
Exactly.
maybe even have experienced some type of change or transition or crisis that has become a
Mhm.
catalyst to their own shift, right?
Yes, yes,
So
to be brave.
maybe that's like a life stage. Maybe
Mhm,
that's people who become, an empty nester, kids are going off to college, or they retire, or
mhm,
they are trying to get out of their 9 to 5, and that do what they, or maybe just somebody at any stage of life who it realizes that what they're spending all their time and energy doing isn't what
mhm,
they love doing. And they would like
mhm,
to take what they're passionate about, what they're really great at, that's a hobby or just an idea, and they want to actually make money and have a business so they can, bring the kingdom the way they're created and called to bring the kingdom
mhm.
to the world in that stage of life. So I think just little like online, like some live coaching right now. If we were talking about getting your niche really dialed in, your superpower, your super client really dialed in, then we would be looking at how do you let not just Christian women know that you have a coaching offer, but we're also looking at how do you speak directly to the mindset of where those Christian women are? What is the mindset? Because you're saying you want to help them reframe their mindset. So what
Mhm,
is their current mindset? We have to talk to them where they're
mhm.
at, right? In their current mindset of what I mean, what are those things? Apathy or fear of
Yeah,
change, um, overwhelm,
they're
just not
over
knowing.
not
They don't
knowing,
know it's possible. They don't know
not feeling, yeah, not feeling like internally brave,
how.
not feeling that that God is behind them,
Yeah.
not feeling that, that they can just ask, reach up, grab that manna and just ask the Holy Spirit to get them through that one task, that
So
they
good.
can do that one hard thing,
Mhm.
that even if it doesn't go as perfectly planned, that it's okay if you mess up, because that's part of being brave, and that's part of um, the obedience as well as you're walking through it.
Yeah. That's so good. I love it. So I mean, I love that you said, doing the hard thing and following the Lord, grab the manna. I mean,
Mm,
just even reminding, like, the manna's for everybody. It's
yes.
just for the person who's already, you know, arrived.
Hmm.
It's it's really for that woman who's right where she is, and you want to go meet her where she's at,
Mm.
right? And then you want to help her transform her mindset. What's the transform the result she gets? Like, what kind of mindset does she have after working with you as a coach?
The mindset would be full on faith, full on believing that the Lord is behind her all the time, even in her times of feeling doubtful, even in her times of, maybe the enemy's trying to creep in, but also getting those business goals and really identifying them down more so.
Okay, so really you're talking about getting clarity
Mm,
about those goals so that she can see that there's actually a horizon out there to move toward,
okay. Hmm.
right? So you're giving speaking to her where she's at, the mindset that she has, that she doesn't
Hmm.
know that there's manna. She doesn't know that she can reach up and grab it. She might not even know that she needs it,
Mm,
you know?
hmm.
And you're saying, no, the result is you're going to be holding the manna in your hand and you're
Hmm.
going to be full and satisfied.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
mindset of like, oh, I'm watching God do this. And that is when you have the promises and then you have the
Mm,
testimony of what God's done. It really,
mhm,
plus you have the clarity of what you needed and how God met you.
mm,
That clarity really gives you the confidence to
mhm,
walking in, especially as a business owner. So
mhm,
I've heard you talk on your show a lot, just being a solopreneur. It's a
mhm.
hard thing. You being a coach is one thing because that's your practice.
Mhm,
But having a being a coach and having a coaching practice is nothing to do with being a business owner. They're two
mhm.
different things. Like,
Yeah.
and so a lot of people want to be a coach, but then where we run into the struggles is not having sessions with clients and walking through through things with people or getting results. The problem is learning how on the solopreneur side to piece it all
Mhm.
together, duct tape it together, and
Yeah.
figure out how to become a business owner, especially if you've been a stay-at-home mom and you haven't been working for somebody else, or you've
Mhm,
had a 9 to 5 working for somebody who's decided how it all happens, when it happens, and tells you what to do. It's a
yeah.
very different journey, and it sounds
Mm,
like you've made that transition, uh, as you followed that nudge of the Lord, and then reached up and grabbed the manna and got really brave about what you're doing.
mhm,
So I think all of that, piecing that together, is a really amazing, let's just say, language and
mhm,
conversation to have with your listeners and prospective clients, and to
Yes.
focus on uh, helping them recognize where God is nudging them
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of catalysts in their lives He uses as nudges, and then
Mm-hmm.
helping them find the manna and be brave enough to go take hold of it
Mm-hmm.
and then teach them what to do with it. You know,
Yes,
it
yes.
sounds like you're really just wanting people to find the favor of the Lord and follow it obediently
Mm-hmm.
and walk in faith inside of what's in their heart and turning it into a business.
Yes.
All right, so we're talking about helping women, Christian women specifically, who are ready to take a leap, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about women who are in the mindset, ready to experience transformation in their lives, who are
Mm-hmm.
ready to start benefiting monetarily and even just purpose wise by doing what they love doing or take their idea or what they have been looking at as a hobby and turning
Mm-hmm.
it into an actual monetized business.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, how do you go about encouraging them? We have to, like I said, we were talking about talking to them where they're at, using their language and for
Mm-hmm.
the mindset that they're in right now. And
Mm-hmm.
then we have to kind of help them see that they have a problem, they have a need,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're stuck and they need direction. They desire change, but don't know what that change could be. And I think something that you have going for you is that you're a possibility coach, right? So you are like, you took the quiz, right? And
Yes,
you
I
said you were
did.
a possibility coach on the website. So you're like, I see what's possible for you. And I think for people who don't have possibility as one of their first skills or strengths, maybe in their mindset, they
Mm-hmm.
don't always know that there are possibilities. Even if
Yeah.
they do recognize there's a problem or they have a
Yeah.
need. And so I think for you, you need to know what you see is possible for them,
Mm-hmm.
but then you need to
Yes.
find out where is it they are right now? What's their mindset that you want to help
Mm-hmm.
reframe? So you have to dig into what do they need to hear that identifies the problem and the need they have or the question they have in the back of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
How do you identify that and speak to it so they become more aware? Because there's different levels of awareness
Yeah.
for for all of us, in marketing. And we have to find out what level of awareness they are at and speak to that. So
Mm.
if they don't know they have a problem at all, they don't know they're stuck, but they know
Mm.
they're unhappy, but they don't think
Yeah,
they can do anything about that. They don't see
exactly.
possibility like you do. You and I could look at them and go, "Ooh, there's so many things we could do," And but you have to actually look at them and say, "I see where you're at, and I can tell
Yeah,
you what that looks like to me is it looks like you're stuck."
yeah, yeah.
So you have to
I
identify that and use that language there.
Yeah, that is one of the reasons why I started the podcasting is because I was using it as a journal as I was journeying my way through business and crafting. And I used it so that perhaps other women like me that are wanting to be brave or just want to do that event, they want to sign up, they want to test the waters, they want to try it for a year or two and see what happens. I put that out there for that. And then later it was like through tying it in with your coaching course, it became more about, okay, I'm encouraging women, but tying it into the podcast, I'm encouraging women, through their journey. Like I'm right there with them because I've been right there. That was my past and I didn't have anybody. So I don't want another woman to feel that stuck. I don't want another woman to not feel brave, like inside of them. I
Yeah.
want them to know what God has for them.
That's so good. I can totally feel your heart for them in that. So you want a bunch of brave business babes.
Yes. Brave business babes. Yes.
Like a Facebook group. The Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know about that. That might fly. You never
I'm
know.
just kidding.
That might be
Never
the
know.
thing.
But I mean, I think that's part of your niche is you're looking for women who want to become brave and just don't know how, or they don't know it's possible.
Yeah.
And I think that that is so prevalent and yet kind of underlying in your business where the focus is, for them to have a business. But the deeper focus, the deeper work in their life is you want to help them walk through life and into business brave.
Yes.
That sounds like it's just kind of the epic in your life, So
Mhm.
you're writing a really brave story for yourself and you want to help other people do it.
Mm.
I think that's amazing. I think all of it's great. You've been coaching. I know you're a great solopreneur, Christian women's brave business coach. And I'm really excited for what God's doing in you and through you.
Mm.
Tell us the name of your podcast
Mhm.
and everywhere that people can find you.
Okay. The name of the podcast is The Estella Kelley Show, and you can find me on Apple and just about anywhere out there.
Yeah.
Now I do take appointments for coaching through a link, and so I'll provide you that link.
We'll put it
And
all in the show notes, how everybody
mhm.
can find you.
Yes.
So if you were going to talk to a Christian woman who's listening right now,
Mm.
who wants to take a step to reframe her mindset
Mhm.
and be brave with you, what would you say to her right now?
I would say just jump in the water.
Yeah, it might be freezing, but you know what?
It might be muddy. Yeah.
It might be
Might
muddy
be
at the bottom of
freezing.
the pond.
Yeah. You might step on a frog or something, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
There's money out there in them lakes. That's great. I love your heart for women and wanting to use your story to guide other people. So I really appreciate you in the greenhouse with us. You've been a blessing there. And I really appreciate coming on to the podcast today and sharing with everybody your experience. And
Mhm.
you are specifically made
Mm.
by God to bring the kingdom of heaven to earth the way
Mm.
that you're doing it, and
Mhm.
that is my heart for Sterling and Stone life coaches is that no
Mhm.
matter what niche we're in or who we work with or how general we coach people through, like no matter what, we're always just bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth the way God
Yes.
designed us uniquely to bring it.
Mhm.
We're all really,
Yeah.
really different. I think as possibility coaches, you and I tend to see those differences and just get so excited about all of them and say, wow, all things really are possible. So
Yeah.
I love how you are uniquely bringing and revealing the character and nature of God, the Father, and the Creator to the
Mhm.
earth and wanting to meet these women right where they're at with your
Mhm.
story and your bravery. And I applaud you for pushing through and becoming really courageous in the middle of everything that's going on in your life. Like, she does have some kids and, a husband and just lots of people who want and need her attention and help. And yet, through all of the challenges and the ups and downs, you've pushed through, you've followed the Lord's favor, you've been obedient. And I'm really proud of where you're at and what you're doing.
Well, thank you, Laura. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for your coaching course that's out there. I have been loving it. It's like it has brought such joy to my life. I mean, it has really been validating, a lot of confirmation going on. Yeah. So I have really been enjoying it. Thank you. Thank you for your expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom.
Thank you so much. And that's a wrap for today. I hope all of you listeners have enjoyed this interview with Estella Kelley from the Estella Kelley Show. Courageously pursue his calling so you can get started. She offers you great encouragement to grow your business, and she's really good at it. So Until next time. Hey, thanks for listening. And I would love it if you could leave me a review wherever you listen to this podcast and tell me what you're loving about it. It helps other people who are looking for transformation and change and growth in their lives find me. And if you want to learn about becoming a coach with any of your superpowers, head over to sterlingandstonementoring.com and check out the Greenhouse course. See you there.